Top 10 most broken characters in Genshin Impact. Those characters that I will be talking today's video are so strong that if developers wanna balance out all the characters, they will be all equal, they would have to nerf them. But of course, this game is not a multiplayer game, and the entire point about this game is that you are powerful as possible, so there's really no need to nerf anyone, is there? Either way, I already made a video about 4 stars and 3 characters, which characters are essential in Genshin Impact, that you need to survive at least minimum throughout the game. And then after that I even made a video about which 5 stars to pull, from their banners. And in today's video I will basically be combining both of those videos together, but only 10 of those characters that I mentioned in both of those videos will make it to this list. And we are going to be starting off with Zhongli. Now Zhongli is literally for lazy players, alright? Because he has literally the most powerful shields in the entire game. I mean, look at him. Petrifying enemies, shielding, blah blah blah. I mean, okay, if you are terrible at dodging and having no skill, then this guy is literally perfect for you. Or if you just don't feel like dodging or playing the game more skillfully, this guy is great. Even though he doesn't really deal any damage, he's basically just a support. He doesn't really even buff any characters, but despite all of that, he is still overpowered, only because of how strong his shield is. Next up is Special. Basically this character is all about planting her bird. What her skill basically does is that it plants her bird. What her burst does, well, she transforms into her bird, then you can fly through the enemies, even causing more extra damage, and once she switches back to her human form, the bird is planted once again. And why is that bird so good? What makes this bird, this character so broken? Well, it's because it constantly applies extra damage. You can literally plant this bird whenever you like it, and because of that, as her as a 4-star, this makes her a broken elixir unit. Besides Special, if you don't really have Special, another option that's pretty much as broken as Special is Cookie Shinobu, great for Hyper Bloom. They're both very broken elixir units. Now the even more broken 4-star unit is Shangling. Okay, her skill kinda does suck, not gonna lie. But once you get to her burst, it just really hits hard, okay? It's like literally amazing for creating viral reactions. I mean, it keeps circling around you. And like teaming Shangling with someone like Chinchu for vaporizing or Kaya for melting is just godly, okay? And the best part is that she's literally free to unlock, so literally everyone can have her, build her and everything. Now someone even more broken than Shangling is Chinchu. His rain swords deal even more damage, and are great for hydro actions such as vaporizing. Again, as I said before, teaming Chinchu with someone like Shangling is just godly. But I think that Chinchu mostly goes with Huotawa, because she's a pyro main DPS. Using them together, they create such nice vaporizing reactions. Besides Chinchu, another one I want to give attention to is Yelan. Yelan as Chinchu is also just great for doing vaporizing reactions. The only problem with Yelan is that she's harder to obtain as she is a 5-star with her own banner, Next up, we have possibly, not possibly, literally the best elixir character in the entire game, Raiden Shogun. Raiden Shogun's skill creates a Shard of Utumia, which constantly deals elixir damage when dealing damage to enemies. This also works off-field. It actually lasts for quite a while. That Raiden is not only a godly main DPS, but also a godly sub-DPS. So speaking of her main DPS damage, her burst energy costs 90, which is the highest unfortunately. It only lasts for 7 seconds, that's the worst part, but it still helps a lot. Next up we have is the best 4-star in the entire game. Possibly even better than Chinchu, so that's why I said the best. Honestly, Bennett's burst is just crazy. It's broken. Well, in case if you don't know what his burst does, it heals your party members, at least the one that's on field, which does actually pretty quickly, very quickly. But the best part about his burst is actually his buff. His buff is really good, just trust me. It can even double your damage, that's how good it is. His burst helps a lot, he's a great support, he's an SS tier support. And because of Bennett's damage buffs, attack buffs, this puts him in the 5th spot of the most broken characters in Genshin Impact. Next up is none other than Kazuha. Honestly, I don't even know what to say about this guy other than 2 sentences. He is the best Anemo character in the game, even better than the Anemo Archon himself. Yes, you're such a disgrace, Venti. And that he basically is great for creating bird reactions, and grouping enemies. His skill makes him group enemies, but mainly his burst is used for swirl reactions. So you just put down Bennett's burst, the inspiration field, or whatever Bennett's burst is called, and then use Kazuha's burst. They will create swirl reactions based on Pyron. Now the best Tanjiro character is none other than, of course, Tanjiro Archon. If you don't think that Mahida is the best character with Tanjiro element in the game, you need to get help. Basically, why is she so broken? Because she's so amazing for creating Tanjiro reactions. She marks up to 8 enemies and links them together, and when you hit one of them, they will be damaged by Tanjiro as well, because Mahida applies Tanjiro to them. Her burst also does bring some buffs depending on what element you have, which I already also explained on this video right here. And number 2 we have Furina. Now Furina's skill, those are good to deal crazy amounts of damage, just amazing for vaporizing reactions, and they literally go around the place attacking random enemies. Speaking of Furina, she works great with Futao or Nuvole or any healers. The reason is because Furina provides this type of buff that works on points, and you get each point by either taking damage or healing. The more points you get, the stronger you will be. Literally, the more damage you will deal. Finally, last but not least, we have Nuvole. He's a main DPS. A lot of people might think that he doesn't deserve to be the number 1 spot as someone like Nahida, Rina, Bennett, or Kazuha deserve to be number 1. But to me, Nuvole is actually number 1. Why? Because he doesn't even need any other characters. You can so easily clear all the content just by using him. Like, just trust me, I actually play him and I'm terrible at building. He actually destroys everyone, despite even if I have a terrible build. The worst part is that he's such a no skill because he's not even like in a close range. He's basically on a mid range that shoots Hydra, which deals so much damage that it's just crazy. Here, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't have those characters yet, get them because they're worth it, alright? They're the most worth it characters in the entire game. Either way, thanks for watching my video and I will see you all in my next one.